Happy Saturday, Connect family, and welcome to Major Impact on the Connect Network TV on the CW. I am your host, Terry Cowser, and I'm here with my beautiful co-hosts, Aquania and Ellie. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, lovely.
How are you today? I'm doing great.
Yes.
How are you guys?
I'm excited. It's a new week, and I'm grateful.
I love that. So if you are a fan of Major Impact, you know we aim to inspire and connect with some of the most passionate entrepreneurs. And today we have very uplifting episode for you all. Get excited.
I know, girl. That is so right, Aquania. Today we have a woman that has dedicated her business to uplifting women of color in the television and film industry. And y'all know we need more of that. So her film is titled For What It's Worth, and it's streaming right now on BET+. This is major. So we have CEO and film producer Loretta Edwards Wilson. She's backstage waiting to talk about her media company that inspires, empowers, and celebrates women of color, A Bold Move Media.
And I hear her new movie, For What It's Worth, is an uplifting message, and I'm excited to learn more.
Yes, ladies, but listen, before we jump into our guests, let's get into some hot topics. So sometimes you have to tell your own story to empower others, like 57-year-old Halle Berry, who shares the challenges and discoveries while transitioning into menopause, y'all. So she used her Instagram to post a book called The Menopause Brain by Lisa Mosconi, PhD, with the caption saying, if you are like me and find yourself smack dab in the middle of menopause without any idea of what's happening to your brain or body, then this book is going to be your best friend. But even before that, ladies, she jumped onto Good Morning America and got super candid about her journey with menopause and sex. So, queens, what do you think? Is this, TMI, or is it empowering, talking about, menopause and this journey?
Yeah, I think it's definitely empowering. I mean, we're all probably a few years or more than a few years away from menopause, right? But, I know from seeing my mom go through it, seeing aunties go through it, it's almost like this thing that's not talked about, but all we know is that you get hot flashes and you get grumpy. So I think it's great for us to, talk more about it, prepare more for it so that women, as we're aging, we can know what to expect. It's not such a surprise.
I agree, Ellie. I think we don't talk about it enough. And I feel like we should, because we need to know what's coming. Like I tell my mom all the time, she should have told me after 30, my metabolism would slow down because I was not ready. And I definitely feel like in the Black community, that exactly what you said, hot flashes and grumpy, but there's so much more to it that's changing in our body. And there are quite a few women who are perimenopausal, and that doesn't get talked about a lot. And some of them are in their late 40s, early 50s. So let's talk about this because it really does impact all of us. And I feel like I didn't learn until I was talking to a girlfriend that whatever perimenopause was. I was like, wait, what?
I know.
Listen, I think this is the first time where we have all agreed on something. This is empowering. So I'm 45 and I've had some mood swings and some things. And I had a friend say to me, oh, you are going through menopause. I said, the devil is a lie. I am too young. I am a young tenderoni. And then my son said, the fact that you said young tenderoni means you're an old head. In reality, can we have some fun today? So I'm 45, but I agree. There's so many just myths about just, your mood, but it's true. Your hormones, your metabolism, and all these things. So I'm excited. I'm actually going to read this book and get it because I think that I want to go in eyes wide open.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's such an important thing. This is how we pass down generational health, in addition to generational wealth. So I'm all for it. Thank you, Halle. So the next hot topic is for those of y'all with adult children. Are you still financially supporting them? Let's talk about it. So a recent study revealed that almost half of the parents with adult children are. The study of 1,000 parents with adult children done by savings.com also shows that 61% of adult children living with parents do not contribute to rent expenses. Ooh. And 50% of those parents agree that they are putting their own financial security to the side to support these adults. Now, this does not include adults with disabilities or special needs, but what do y'all ladies think of this? On average, parents are spending over $1,000 a month to support these adult children. We need to talk about this.
Listen, how much time do we have? And so I will keep it brief because it's a double-edged sword, because you hear people saying kicking kids out of the nest too soon and they're not prepared. I was a teen mom at the age of 17, and so I had to grow up really quick. And my oldest son is 26, y'all. I have a 26-year-old, and he has a house. He has a car, and he is a manager at Land Rover Jaguar for almost 5 years. Come on, somebody. So I do not support. Come on, somebody. So he stepped out and did that on his own. But I just don't think, I think that we work super hard, right? We're entrepreneurs, we're building wealth, and we work super hard so our children don't have to go through the same things as us. But there is a point where you're enabling them, because if we do everything for them, when they do grow up and get out into the real world, they're not going to have any resilience, any problem solving. They're not going to know how to make it on their own. So I can see helping some, but I'm not supporting a grown child. I'm not.
A grown child. And I feel like that's the key word. There's a big difference between support and enable. Very different, right?
Absolutely.
I love to support my children. I'm more than happy to support them in their endeavors, but you're going to contribute expenses, right? You're going to know what it's like to be out there in the real world, because if not, when you are out there, you're doing them a disservice. We have to know that we're not going to live forever. As much as we want to, there is going to be a point where we get called home, and we have to make sure that our kids are ready to go beyond, when we're not there. So it's a big no for me.
Yeah, I don't know. My kids are still kids, but we have already instilled in our oldest, at 18, you go to college, you start a business, or you get a job, and you don't live here, right? And my husband has made that very clear. And if they do, they are going to be paying rent. I feel like there are a generation of people who are living home longer, but they are contributing. And I feel like that's what we really need to focus on, because if you're not paying rent here, how can you pay rent somewhere else? We need to prepare you for life, and adulting is rent. That's my position on it. And I feel like he already knows, because my oldest is an entrepreneur at heart. He's always looking for a next business or side hustle that he can do to make extra money. So I feel like this won't be an issue in our house, but we're really driving it home, because I believe in education, but I do realize college isn't for everyone. So if he does decide not to go to college, he still has to be gainfully employed or a business, but it not sitting at home. So that is all we have today for Hot Topics, but don't go far. When we come back, we will be sitting with film producer, CEO, and mental health advocate, Loretta Edwards Wilson. She is here to talk about her movie, For What It's Worth, and now it is streaming on BET Plus, so check it out. And later, we have London Knighton pulling up with our entertainment news. You don't want to miss this.
I'm Fern Malice. I was the creator of New York Fashion Week, and now I have a consulting business, and I'm also the author of Fashion Icons by Fern Malice, and I have books 1 and 2, which are fabulous, full of great interviews. You can buy the book set at Nordstrom, or buy the books independently at Amazon or other great booksellers. You can follow me on Instagram and find out more about my events and everything I'm doing. It's at Fern Malice, and I'm happy to be here on the Connect Network.
And welcome back to Major Impact on the CW. Today is going to be a very uplifting episode, because let's face it, we can all use some encouragement every now and then. And right now, we are being joined by entrepreneur, television, and film producer, CEO, or should I say CEO, of A Bold Move Media, Loretta Edwards Wilson. Thank you for joining us, Loretta.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. ladies. This is great. Thank
Good
you.
morning. We are super excited to have you. Welcome, Loretta. And you have over 20 years of experience in the business, working with the likes of BET, MTV, Showtime, and more. And I am excited to jump right in and talk about your feature film, For What It's Worth. So the film is being met with rave reviews. What is it all about? Give us the details.
Yes. So, For What It's Worth is the newest dramatic film coming to BT Plus, and it follows high performing Dr. Naomi Samuels. She's living her best life. About to be engaged, and all of a sudden her life comes crashing down. She's publicly humiliated. She's suddenly unemployed, and she goes back home to Washington D.C. to reconnect with her foster care siblings that she's neglected for years. And you see each of the siblings go through their own internal battles, but together they have to face something with the family that takes them all over the edge. So it's entertaining, family drama, love relationships. However, the underlying message is mental health awareness.
That is so good. That's so needed too, especially in today's day and age. I think it's so important to touch on these issues. So the film, For What It's Worth, I understand focuses mainly on family and mental health. So what do you think are some of the key issues with mental health within Black families and just families overall in general?
So, and For What It's Worth, you see a lot of times the secrets, the family not talking to each other about what's really going on. We see anger issues. And, sometimes, there may be a right to be angry, but how to deal with them, how to deal with that anger in healthier ways is not always sought after or introduced to Black families. So there's anxiety that a lot of people face as well. So it's not the typical mental health conditions that we all see. So you won't get necessarily suicide, and For What It's Worth, but I like to call it the everyday mental health conditions that can go unnoticed.
That's so powerful. It really is something that permeates our communities. I know that the For What It's Worth website also offers resources to help with mental health. So tell us, why did you choose this topic? And is it important for you, or why is it important for you, rather, to advocate for mental health and support?
Yes. So please, everyone follow us on Instagram at For What It's Worth Movie. We often send out different tips, different support for mental health awareness. I see mental health awareness as just a movement for me. I feel like if people definitely had the support and the help, they may not hurt themselves or other people. So we had a production therapist that was involved in For What It's Worth, which helped our cast and crew. I encourage more productions to just include a therapist, as a crew member. The cast and crew, they're dealing with different personalities, long hours, and sometimes, things that are going on outside of set. So it was really important for us to, have that. And, just my hope is that conversations start after people see For What It's Worth. They're entertained, they're also informed, and they start checking on their family members, checking on their friends, and even seeking licensed professional therapists. So that's the goal with For What It's Worth.
Yeah, no, that's super awesome. So I want to learn a little bit more about you and your career, because you have 20 years of experience in the film industry and you are the CEO of Bold Move Media. So what inspired you to create your own content production company? Like, tell us how you got started.
So I started in television at PBS in programming and reviewing a lot of content. Then I went on to BT, where I acquired a lot of content. So anything that the networks didn't produce, and I did this at Paramount Global. So acquiring content for MTV, VH1, Comedy Central, and a lot of different networks. But what I saw was a lack of women that looked like me, women that acted like me, my family and my friends. And that was something that always troubled me. I went back to school, got my master's in film production, and started producing content with BT. And then, later left and, moved on to different areas, but always had a passion for production. So I started a Bold Move Media to really have content for women of color, primarily Black women, and just to have informative, uplifting, and of course, entertaining content that is impactful.
Thank you so much for being transparent. And something you said earlier is super critical, just starting to have the conversations, kind of moving the needle in the right direction. And so, what are some of the challenges you have faced as a female producer?
Oh, wow. So, like a lot of industries, the film industry is a male-dominated one. So I've had everything from the mansplaining to even, for example, I executive produced For What It's Worth at the helm of the project, but often had to, speak through my male co-producers, right, to get things done. So it's a lot of that. And, I've even had where other women who were not used to having women at the helm, even not understanding or just having trouble, with direction, because it's something that they have not seen before or not used to, rather. So I'm really happy to say with For What It's Worth, we have, I'm a female executive producer, we had a female producer, female director, writer, our impact producer, also, a woman. So shout out to Courtney Arlette, our director, LaJoe Hunt, our writer, Pep Stevens, our producer, and Sherelle Swain, our impact producer. And, it was just really, really good to, work with a lot of great women on this project. And I plan to do it again.
Yeah. Look, come on, somebody, women who win. So in honor of your visit, today's episode is about uplifting each other. So what are some bold moves we can make to kind of uplift each other in our lives right now?
I say start with self-love.
Yeah.
No matter what you've been through, what you face, what you're faced with now, start with self-love, because when you love yourself, you're able to really love others. And I think that's where the unity and the great, projects, productions, and, what you ladies are doing today is, just wonderful.
It does. It does. That is the best way to show boldness. Well, we are just so grateful that you came in today, Loretta. It has been such an honor. Where can we find this feature television film, For What It's Worth, and how can we keep up with A Bold Movement Media?
Yes, so For What It's Worth is streaming on BET Plus now. Please, please, please follow us at For What It's Worth Movie on Instagram, and you can see the upcoming places.
Yes. Thank you so much for stopping by. And don't go far, Connect family, because London Night is coming up next with the entertainment news you have been waiting for. See you soon.
I'm Kate McGuire, the founder of Converted Closet on Instagram. And if you like original clothes and would like to get the most out of your wardrobe, follow me for inspiration on Instagram and I'll show you how. You'll never look back. You're watching the Connect Network.
Say goodbye to signs of aging and inflammation caused by an imbalance in the trillions of microbes on your skin's microbiome surface. The Dermabiome Collection by Gleam Beauty is a groundbreaking blend of science and nature designed to restore your skin's delicate ecosystem and soothe skin irritation, offering a one-of-a-kind solution not found elsewhere on the market. Gleam Beauty, changing lives, one face at a time.
Favorite entertainer, creator, London the Bridge Knighton, and I have new music out. Yes. Go now to wherever you stream and listen to your music and search London Knighton, LUNDONKNIGHTEN. You'll love my new take on classic gems, The Closer I Get to You, as well as get into the sexy holiday spirit with my version of All I Want for Christmas. Your girl just booked the movie too, so catch me Saturdays giving hot juicy tea on the Connect Network TV on the CW.
Welcome back, and we could not let you leave without giving you the London tea. So London Knighton is here with your entertainment news you have been waiting for. Welcome to the show, London.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Listen, the tea is cherry blossom flavor. Okay. Fine as always. I love your hair.
Thank you. I love the gloves. That's a new touch.
Right. The cherry blossom. Peak bloom was beautiful. Okay. And guys, what I noticed as, going about town, etc., going to festivity, they recently implemented the drug-free zones throughout DC, right? And guys, it was palpable. You could feel it was as if there was a heavy rain, and then the next day the sun was out and the flowers were sprouting. Kids could play, you could walk, you could breathe. And as we know, the economy has been affected by crime. And, people were able to go about the city and experience our beautiful, beloved cherry blossoms and the festivities